Because we live, baby. We live. Yeah. We back, baby. We back, baby. The whole crew is in the building, baby. We back. Man, this is family talk. Let's discuss it. We are back. It feels so good to be back.
Y'all know who I am. It's your boy Jimbo in the house.
Back. Welcome
back. How that go?
Yeah, you so you
just gonna y'all ready with the scrutiny this morning with Jimbo stepping out of line. But we finna get it going, man. We are back. Let me introduce the cast, the family members, the people at the picnic tables playing spades and bones. We got your boy Nick in the left corner. Nick, say a little bit something to the people while we back, brother.
We back.
We back. We got Jimbo, Chef Jimbo at that, and Nate the Great in the middle. Y'all say something to the people real quick.
What's happening?
Hey, you don't know what it is, you're going to find out.
I know that's right. Then we got Lucretia. We are back, Cree. Talk to the people a little
Good morning, beautiful people. We miss y'all.
We miss y'all. Then we got the coach with the hater blockers on. Coach, hey, what's good? What's good, Coach? Say something to the people.
What's up? I hope y'all had an awesome break. Now it's time to get to it.
Let's get to it, baby. Hey, and you know, speaking of baby, Mr. Who Loves You, baby, Uncle Pudge, one half of Unhinged. Telly, how are you doing? Speak to the people.
Well, hello, people. You know what it is. I'm coming to you live and bringing even more wisdom to your life.
With better internet.
With that better internet. You better talk to him.
You don't have to do Telly like that, though.
No, man. They right. I'm still coming.
Then we got Jody, Mr. AKA Mike. We're gonna say Mike all season because he's Jody on Unhinged, the other half on Unhinged. Jody, say something to the people.
Hey, I'm just glad my boy Telly got his internet right, boy, because he been showing something.
You know, it'd be better if he had that light.
No, that ain't my phone now.
No, it's not.
Hey, and then I am the CEO being it. It just feels so great to be back. It feels so great to be with my family here. We know what comes on Family Talk when we talk about those tough conversations, and we bring out laughter at the same time. Everybody's welcome to the family barbecue, but it's just great to be back. Great.
Listen, everybody, do us a favor. Go to our Facebook page, our YouTube page, hit that share link, share it so everybody can join in on this conversation. Guess what? And I'm about to put the link in the YouTube comments. If you want to come on, we got space for you. Come sit at the table.
We got space. Come sit at the table, man. Everybody is welcome to the table. Everybody is welcome to the table, and everybody can join this heavy discussions that we have on Family Talk here. This is season 2, so we brand new. We took a break to revamp the show. We took a break to make content a little bit better. We took a break to, of course, have a break. You know, as we all work, we want to have a break, and it's just great to be back. So we're gonna hit y'all with this intro. We will be back. Y'all come in, file in to the family barbecue. We're gonna get started right after. Please. We are back, man. Like I said, it's good to be back.
Oh, yeah, the 10th is just around the corner.
Right into it. Yep, 10th is around the corner, 10th is very much around the corner. But we gonna jump right into it, man. We got some segments that are brand new and some that has been revamped. But one thing that will not be taken away is mental health check, and we want to make sure that we are checking up on our families. We're checking up on ourselves, and y'all drop y'all mental health also in the comments for those that are watching. But we're gonna get right in. Mental health check. We're gonna start with the legend, Nick, man. Let's get that mental health check 1 to 10.
Man, I'm good. Back. It's a little, a little scary, but we're gonna fall in. I'm at a 10. I woke up this morning. Everybody didn't get the privilege, so I'm up. We're gonna make the best of it.
Absolute to the first lady, Cretia.
I am a 10. I woke up. I had like a weird week, but at the end of the day, I'm here and I'm alive and I'm well. So I'm at a 10.
Absolute. Mr. Skywalker, Mr. Mike Jones. Your name is Mike. So Mike, man, tell us your mental health today, 1 to 10, bro.
It would be a 10, but it's a 6 because I had to get up so early this morning.
Oh my gosh. He got to be that one employee.
Yeah.
It looked like a hospital bed.
You got to be that one employee with the hospital bed, man. Hey, I'm at a 10 as well. Woke up this morning. That should put me at a 10 and waking up. God gave me another opportunity to breathe, to see, to hear, to smell, to touch, to have an emotion, to be able to congregate with my family and friends. So I am definitely at a 10. Coach A, where you at today?
I'm at a 20. You already know. I'm at a 10 because I'm back with the fam, and I'm adding an extra 10 because it's fantasy football season.
Yes. The defending champion, by the way. Y'all see the belt sitting right behind Coach A.
I'm mad he's sitting here talking about it's fantasy football season. He had automatic picks the whole damn time.
Not everybody. A couple times I picked.
He did. He picked a little bit. Hey, Mr. Who Loves Your Baby? Tell me, what is your mental health 1 to 10?
I'm at a 10, man. I'm loving life, man. We back. I get to hang out with y'all every Saturday. Yeah, man. You just can't beat it for me.
That's what's up. And y'all move to the side here. Chef Jim Bo. Welcome back, my brother. Mental health check, bro. 1 to 10. Where you at today?
Boy, you know me. In honor of my grandmother, you wake up, you got nothing to complain about. So I'm 100 to answer your question.
Thank you, Jimmy. And last but certainly not least, Nate the Great. Where you at today, brother? 1 to 10. Mental health check.
Man, I'm at a 10. Man, throughout the whole week, been working. I was bad at like a 7, but today we ain't no more moving, so we at a 10.
So you was at a 7 because you was
moving? But we good. We got 10. We got 10.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Hey, to everybody in the comments and everybody watching, if y'all don't mind putting y'all mental health check down. We're not just checking up on us here on the podcast. We also want to know how the family members are doing as well. And if you're not doing so well, we just want to. It's an open door to anybody that want to come and talk to somebody on Family Talk. We don't mind linking up, DMing and talking. If you're going through something, come chill with the family. Family can help you get through. So let's jump into it, man. First topic of season 2. Let's jump into it. We talking about Roe versus Wade. We all know what happened with Roe versus Wade and the bill that was signed on abortion. So we're gonna see what our family members got to say about this, man. Family, what are y'all thoughts on this Roe versus Wade? I know there's a lot of opinions. I know there's a lot of pushback on certain things, but let's see what the family got to say, man. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning.
Yeah.
So where we at, man? Roe versus Wade. Let's get it. What's y'all thoughts on Roe versus Wade?
And y'all drop y'all comments down when we talk about whatever we talking about. We're gonna bring y'all in on the conversation.
Absolutely. We want to bring everybody that's watching into the conversation as well. Y'all definitely jump on and put in y'all opinions, and we'll definitely tap on in here. We're gonna do a little bit better with our comments this year. We did kind of rough last year. We're gonna do better with including our family members. But let's get it, man. What's y'all thoughts on this Roe versus Wade? Abortion. So everybody's smiling. Everybody's smiling. Let's do it.
I just can't wait to hear what Mr. Mike got. Mr. Unhinged got to say.
Let's start with Mr. Unhinged, one of the co-stars of Unhinged, Mike. Man, I know you got something to say. Let's do it, brother. We back, baby. Let's do it.
You already know how I feel. Her body, her choice, man. If she want to do it, she gonna do it. And can't nobody tell her otherwise. Shouldn't tell her otherwise. And I think it was completely, and I think it was just disrespectful that somebody would just make that law. Like, to me, you got a bunch of old white dudes out here making productive laws, and it's like, you probably can't even produce a baby no more. So, nah, I'm totally her body, her choice.
So with her body, her choice, and they made it to the point where she doesn't have that choice anymore. Elaborate a little bit on that. Now that they're taking that right away, elaborate on that.
They're being inconsiderate to a point where it's like, oh, if you find out that you're 2 weeks pregnant, you have to keep the baby. And it's just like, sometimes it's not so much as, oh, you just out here being stupid and foolish. Like, what if she just genuinely don't want to be pregnant? What if she has, you know what I'm saying, complications and issues while she's pregnant? You know what I'm saying? It's like, some women just don't want to risk their life to have a baby. So at a certain point, and especially if it's that early, I feel like, what's the issue? You know, you got a bunch of people that's like, oh, she should keep the baby. But it's like, those same people, are you going to adopt this kid? It's like 5 million kids worldwide in adoption, like right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
it's a lot, man. That number is high as heck.
You want to put another baby in the system. It's like you'll protect the kid in the uterus, but you won't protect the kid the moment they come out of it. It's like, okay, now that you had this baby, you on your own. You don't get no help. Like, screw the baby now at this point. So, nah, man, I'm fully her body, her choice.
Her body, her choice. That's Jody's take. Coach, hey man, what's your thoughts on what happened with the Roe versus Wade?
Well, what about the kid's body? You know, I mean, the fetus, the little baby. So, I mean, I definitely think that, you know, because I have spiritual beliefs that, you know, a child that's conceived should have someone speak for him, and it should not, you know, he should have the opportunity, each child should have the opportunity to live. So it shouldn't just be one person's choice to take it away or not. So I think the father should have a say as well as the mother, and they should be able to, you know, have some, because you got to be responsible. You just have to be responsible. So I definitely think that it's just not her body, her choice, her decision. I think that there's more involved in that. You know, I don't agree with having an abortion and stuff like that, but, you know, I'm not going to judge people that do, you know, or for whatever reason. But at the same time, I don't think that it should be made with just one particular person's decision. I think the father should have a say so in the whole matter as well. So, and also, you know, you got to consider the fact that the baby, you know, we want the baby has the opportunity to live. And so it's just a real sad situation where the power of life or death again is in a single person's hand.
3 to 4%.
And so that's what the government is trying to do. They're just trying to protect the life of the child.
So Coach, we got one of our faithful family members here. My roadie Nick's wife T. She's asking a question to you. She actually asked 2 questions. So let's hit on the first one here real quick. What about women that's been raped, Coach? What do you think about women that's been raped? Should they be able to? Basically, they're saying you have to keep that baby regardless. So what do you think about that?
I don't think that if it's still their baby. You know what I'm saying? It's still a baby. So I know that the circumstances and the situation that that brought the baby is, you know, ain't the best. But that doesn't mean that the baby does not have potential to be successful or does not have the potential to have a productive life. And so it shouldn't just be taken away just because of the emotional state of an individual.
Emotional damage.
Say what?
Who said that? Who said that?
Oh my god, that sounds like a Jimbo move.
I don't even know what he said. What did he say?
He said it. Somebody. I'm not gonna say it was Jimmy, but somebody said emotional. Damn it.
Emotional, damn it! You want some therapy?
Oh my god!
You can already see what this season is going to be like.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So let's Jimbo. Let's see what's your thoughts on it, Jimbo.
Man, what's my thoughts on this and my thoughts on what Teresa said?
Both. We can hit on both. We can hit on to what Teresa
I was hoping you was
said.
gonna say
Because Jimmy was talking on that one.
No, let's hit on what Teresa said. You know she gonna come back at you.
So with what Teresa said, well, when I get done with her, she ain't gonna have nothing to come back to.
You gotta stop.
So pretty, but all jokes aside, but with the whole abortion thing that people bring up, yes, that is something to talk about. But the whole abortion is like 3 to 4% of, rape, and you look at the statistic, it's rape and incest. That's 3 to 4% of all abortions in this country. If you go and look at that. So also my question that I ask everybody once they bring that up, so are we only concerned about the 3 or 4, or are we concerned about the whole 100%? Because you still got 96% left. No, that's something that everybody keeps bringing up, but we just leaving out, like, the 96% don't matter. So that's just something that I want to be like, that I ask people, like, is that the only part that you are concerned about? Because that's the only part that everybody brings up. Because I think the babies that's in the wombs, that they are alive, and everybody like, oh, well, they need the mother to do this and to do that. Any baby in any situation and through any animal needs support from their parents in order to live. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's an argument that we could go ahead and throw out the window as well. And it's not really a law, because like Mike said, I think it's messed up that they passed that law. But when they were able to do it, if you look on the opposite end of the spectrum, everybody was cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was going your way. And this all personal. I'm with the decision that they made. I feel like you should give that child the question. I saw Trump's House representative ask a question. I can't take credit for it. She straight up said, she said, everybody's talking about the mom, but she said, but shouldn't that child have a chance to live? Give that child the same chance to live that, you know what I'm saying, that you would give somebody that's sitting in jail or sitting in prison to live, or anywhere else. They should have that right as well.
Man, Mr. Nate, man.
You want me to go behind that?
No, but that's what we here for. Because if we look at the comments, because we definitely gonna hit on these comments, we have different opinions. We have a lot of different opinions, and especially that's coming from women. You know what I'm saying? And the women are the ones that's having these babies, so we want to definitely see what they're talking about. But Nate, while we jump on some of these, actually let's jump on some of the comments real quick. Let's do that. Then we'll go back to the cast members. So we got Sam. No, forcing women to have kids creates broken homes and or families that no one wants to protect. It's disgusting. You might as well tell us to get an apron and stay our butts. You don't have to cuss, babe. Stay our butts in the house.
He said what she said.
Can I answer that?
You coming on it, Jimbo?
But all right. To what Sam said, I keep hearing people give these excuses. How about we just teach people to keep their legs closed if they ain't ready for no baby?
And that's what's
going to be
freaking
legs, bro.
That was going to be my point, because there's things out here that can protect you from having children. You know what I'm saying? If that has been put in place, why we're not
like
using that?
It's no accountability no more, bro. It's always blame somebody else when you made a choice to lay down with that man, and that man made a choice to lay down with you.
Some people just want to have an excuse to just go all willy-nilly all over the internet without paying us.
So let's go to T comment because we don't want to miss nobody. And T is saying some stuff here we want to talk about as well. What about children that have no chance of survival, that are born being debilitating disabilities that won't allow them to have a chance of a normal life?
And my answer to that, okay, yeah, they have different challenges in life, but they can still live. You know, they're going to have to deal with this challenge every single day, but they can continue to fight and break through those challenges. They're not a victim. You know what I'm saying? They're not a victim. It sucks that they got to go through that, but everybody going through challenges. All of our challenges are different. And if we are a real community, we should be there to help and support each other.
Right.
Also, who decides what their normal life would be? I know people a guy that don't have arms or legs that's making millions of dollars speaking.
Yep. Yeah.
He's making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So just because a person has some type of flaws or born with some type of flaws doesn't mean that they can't turn it around and live a better life than we live in.
Kim must be a feminist or something.
Uh-oh.
She said, "Get upset to me."
No, he didn't say that.
Both of y'all. Instead of both of y'all,
did not say that.
Hey, instead of both of y'all closing y'all legs, the man and the woman. Hey, Kim, we do self-accountability over here.
Oh my God.
I want to kill.
That's not the only thing.
Kim said, "Get a vasectomy."
That's not the only thing that stops life.
Well, that's not the only source. That's not the only way to stop this. Let's just say that. That's not the only way.
Oh, that's your auntie?
Oh. Yeah, that's.
Oh. Hey, auntie. It's self-accountability over here, auntie. Self-accountability.
Well, hold on. Let's see. I just seen T said that's not what she meant by that. So I think we got something. Mixed up with what T was saying. So let's go back to T and what she was saying. She's saying that's what. Well, T, which comment you mean that's not what you meant by it? But while we looking for that, hey Cree, man, we ain't heard you. Cree, what's popping? Tell us what you think about this Roe versus Wade and this abortion thing.
So I agree a lot of things that Jimmy said and Coach A said in some form, but so this is how I view it. I don't agree with abortion. However, I would not condemn anybody who chooses to do that because at the end of the day, that's between them and God, right? Your choice. However, in the good Lord book, it says, "For I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb." So that means you had a conversation, your spirit had a conversation with God before you were in the womb, right? So that means your life was supposed to be purposeful. So if whether the child was planned or not, it was planned to be on earth. That's how I see it. So if you choose to abort the baby, then that's still your choice. But I don't agree with abortions in general, but I cannot condemn anybody who do what they do because I don't think anybody, and no sin is greater than the other. So it's really up to you, basically. That's how I feel about it. But yeah.
Hey, and Mr. Who Loves Your Baby, Mr. Tilly. Now, this ain't unhinged. Hold on, this ain't unhinged. This is the family barbecue. So we need you to bring the wisdom.
I'm gonna bring it to you.
Let's see what you got to say.
You're gonna get Saturday morning me. So I just want to know. Just ask a quick question. Everybody, when they made their decision, who fully understands what that decision meant? Like, who looked into it, read what that actually meant? Because when they made the decision, all the women jumped off the cliff. Oh my God, they're gonna take my rights. I sat down and actually read what it meant. And what it truly means is on the federal level, they just eliminated Roe versus Wade, all that. But it's still up to the individual states how they implement it. So it's not they're saying, oh, you have to. whatever state you live in governs that law. That's all. So take me, I live in Illinois. So in Illinois, you can still have an abortion if that's your choice. If that's your choice. They're not saying you have to have the baby. Like I said, it depends on your individual state. But all this, excuse making. That's what I call it, like what Jimmy said. It's accountability. Oh, what if it's rape? What if it's this? What if space aliens came down and impregnated them? I don't give a damn. Rape is bad. Rape is terrible. But like Jimmy said, statistically speaking, out of 100%, it only ranks 3 to 4%. So it's a rarity. You know what I'm saying? So what about the other 96%? Because I've seen women use abortions as a form of birth control. I got pregnant by this dude and I can't stand his ass now. Then they go run and get an abortion. It's like, that's crazy. And what Coach A said earlier, when a woman has a baby or becomes pregnant, it's totally her decision. The man is left out of it. It's crazy because it takes 2 to make a baby, but he's totally left out of it. Because if she want to get an abortion, she gets an abortion, he doesn't have a say-so in it. If he not ready to be a father and tells her that, and she has the kid, and he gets put on child support anyway. So his hands are tied. I think when it comes to abortion, you got to find some type of happy medium compromise for both parents to have a decision in it. And it's a topic that's still will be a hot button topic for, years to come. But, like you said, people say get a vasectomy. Well, why don't the women get a hysterectomy? Why the man got to get a vasectomy and a woman just can walk around here and just be like, without anything? That's just crazy.
What you got on that, Jody? What you got on that?
Take your organs out, right?
I think that the problem is the pro-life people. They get this shit in their head, this misconception that these women are just stupid, dumb, getting abortions because they don't want to have pregnant. That's not every single abortion case. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people, we don't want to have kids, and we were doing the right thing, and I just ended up still getting pregnant. So it's like not every single person should be punished because there's a mistake. Like, ain't nobody, and you're not gonna sit here and lie to me. Say every single time you and your lady start kissing on each other, the first thing you thinking about is, if you actually get pregnant, you go, what about abortion? Like, they're not thinking that. That's not on anybody's radar. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not a thought. So it's like, we want to put this narrative in the air that like, women are just being irresponsible and getting abortions. But it's like, it's not just simply irresponsible. You got women out there that it's like, hey, I could die if I get pregnant. I can lose this baby if I get pregnant. So it's like, if I'm it's like, the thing about it is, if I'm 2, 3, I think it's like up to 5 or 6 weeks. If a woman is less than like 5 or 6 weeks pregnant, there's honestly pills that she could take that gets rid of the baby. So you're telling me that if a woman's 4 weeks pregnant and it's like, well, I don't want this baby, I pop a couple pills and this thing is gone. It's like, you're going to stand in the way of that because like, this baby has a choice. I'm going to pick the mother over the child every single time. The mother has the choice. And for all you, what about the fathers? The hell with him. The same way she should have had that conversation. Well, what if you get pregnant? It's like, as a dude, you should have that conversation. Hey, before we do the nasty, you know what I'm saying? If you get pregnant, is you gonna keep it? That's a conversation as a man you should have. So you want women to think ahead. He's like, you need to think ahead. This woman ain't gonna want to have your baby. So if you get her pregnant and she get an abortion, y'all need to have that conversation. But at the end of the day, I don't give a man no say so. Like, bro, you're not the one going through the pregnancy. You can't get pregnant. You're not the one that has to go through the pregnancy.
That's crazy.
Hold on, let me push back against
No,
that.
I think he has a say so in the pregnancy, especially if he wants to be around, with this baby or with this person. Like, I don't understand
Told you
why
Jody
he
with
shouldn't
them
be.
people.
Hold on, I gotta talk about this.
Told you Jody with the people, boy.
That's why we have. That's why we have.
He with the people, boy.
Because in order
That's
for
why
a
we have.
baby to even form, you need the sperm. So, like, how is it not his choice? Or the
Because you
conversation
got-
has to be had regardless. Now, I understand, like,
Hey,
that get women pregnant
T
on purpose.
giving compliments. T giving compliments. Jody,
I don't
like,
think
grew
that's a
up in the
compliment,
off
Mike.
Hey, it's a lot of comments running through. Hey, I do apologize if we're not hitting them all. But hold on, before we go any further, I do apologize that we're not hitting them all. This is why we want y'all to come on the show so y'all can speak y'all voice, so we can hear y'all opinion. But
Can't be tripping.
yeah, Auntie, we've been asking you for a long time to come on, but you be getting ghosts on us. But we ain't gonna talk about it on live.
Oh, that's Auntie Bill.
Auntie Kim. But let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Nick, you said that was crazy. Why was that crazy? What Jody said?
Because you can sit here and two people come together and have a child. Now, granted, we all know whenever you have a baby, it has to come through the female. So, but we can sit here and say the female can say, "Hey, I don't want to have this baby." Now, what if the male wants to have the baby? But it's her body, her choice, right? She get to decide. But when the male say, "I don't want to have this baby," the female still get the choice to say, "Hey, I'm finna keep this child, and you're gonna have to be put on child support." What you
just
say to
said that? I just said
that's
that.
what Helly said. Yeah.
What'd you say to that?
What you say to that, Mike?
You should have wrapped it up, homeboy. I don't know. Are you got her pregnant?
But that's the
you
thing.
be wrapping it up.
We sit here saying males should wrap it up. Females got the opportunity to wrap it up too. If you don't want to have no child, do take the right precautions to not have a baby.
And that's what I mentioned earlier. They got stuff out here where females can not get pregnant, where males can not impregnate females. There's things out here to not get to that point. And why are us as people not being responsible? Why are we having these babies and you should have been responsible? Let's be responsible, and you won't be put in these situations to where, okay, I don't want this baby, now I gotta have an abortion. Then you have to battle with the other half of that situation. What if he wants the baby? There's a lot of different scenarios that can come out. But let's be responsible, people. Let's be responsible. There's condoms out there. I don't know what they call them little things that they put in women.
IUDs.
Yeah, they got those. Put those. Yeah, thank you, because I don't know. But
I know.
Let's be responsible.
And Creed, to answer your question,
responsibility did not equal manufacture. It's still about being responsible, Auntie. It's still about being responsible. If you don't want a baby, do what you got to do to not have a baby. You can have sex, but do what you want to do so you don't have to be put in a position to have to abort a baby. That's all I'm saying.
Why is it always put something in men? Why is it always on us?
Because birth
So because look here, man, I'm not mutilating myself because you don't want to.
You just told women to get like a whole hysterectomy, man.
And
hey, you might as well.
A whole hysterectomy. You're like, you're not mutilating yourself.
I just said I'm sorry for saying hysterectomy. But there's many other things. But then, Jody, you sound crazy though.
I don't sound crazy.
You say fuck the guy. What if your mama here? What if your mama said that F the guy and you wouldn't be here? You know, we all here because we had parents that took responsibility
the right way.
You know, so you can't just say F the guy. You can't say that because it takes two to tango. Two.
Somebody got a question for everybody.
Asexual.
Two to tango, and it only take one to pop a couple pills to get rid of it. So you see how that works?
So
we're just saying if you lay down and do the hump Dumpty, you know what I'm saying? just be ready for what comes after. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Every decision and things that you do comes with a consequence.
It ain't necessarily gotta be pregnancy. If you laying down with somebody, you can catch an STD. You know, AIDS
Right.
is HIV is
Do
still
the
out here.
hanky-panky.
You know,
Do the hanky-panky, you get something out of that.
Hey, also too, to get back on the specific topic, why should it be the government's responsibility to make sure that the women can have an
Say
abortion?
something, Coach A.
Why should it be their responsibility? If you're going to do it, then there's probably going to be some hoops and stuff you have to jump through, like you have to go to a specific state or a specific way of doing it. It shouldn't be the government should make it easy for everybody to just walk into a clinic and have it.
I think if you can swipe your card and go about your business, I don't see the problem. Hey, I don't want this.
So to this comment right here, I just read this comment. To this comment, so everyone on the panel did not ever have unprotected sex ever, not knowing the danger, therefore not being responsible, and you got lucky. No, I knew exactly what I was going into.
I knew what it was going.
I knew exactly what I was going into.
Listen, we all went Burbank.
Let me ask another question.
I wanted to answer Chris' question a long time ago. Chris said, "So you put a condom on every time." Chris, when I was 21, right?
What does it mean by got lucky?
I had my first pregnancy scare, right? And it's a chick I absolutely wanted nothing to do with. And from that day, I made a vow: if I can't at least see this chick being my baby mama, I'm not entertaining it.
Hey,
so
not your wife, but your baby mama. That's what's wrong with the world now.
Hey, what's up, Nick? What's up, Nick?
At least.
So just to piggyback on that question, how old were y'all, if y'all remember or not, when y'all first had unprotected sex?
Dang, I was in my 20s.
I would say 23, 22 maybe.
So my point is, were y'all at a point that y'all knew the consequences that were going to come from having unprotected sex?
I mean, I think it's one of those things that you going into it, you don't really think about it because you're excited, right? You're excited. You about to get into it. We about to get into whatever we about to get into.
I think you think about it. I think you.
Yeah. But no, you think about it
after the fact.
No, you think about it, and you go into it excited. You think about it. You know the consequences of what could potentially happen. But us as human, we go with it anyway, right? Yeah. We do it anyway.
You think about
but
it
you
all
do think about it
until the final seconds. Let's be real. There's never a point where you don't think about it.
Thank you.
Even if you make a mistake and don't pull out and stay in there.
He said he's bad. Talking about you, Jimmy.
Keep it real now.
You're looking real familiar.
It's been a couple times where I've been, and I started looking around, and she told, "What the hell are you looking for? When we gonna put this baby crib back?"
All right.
Oh my goodness. So we it was a bunch of opinions in that one, but we got move on. It's a bunch of opinions on that. We're gonna save that for another day. But let's move into something else, man. So Lil Boosie, you gotta know who he is. He has an opinion.
I know what time it is.
About everything. So what we're gonna do is talk about Lil Boosie and we're talking about money for wars. We got all this money. We have money to do what they want to do for wars. We ain't got money to do everything. So we're gonna put up this tweet that Boosie put. We're gonna get everybody's opinion. So let's look at this tweet that Lil Boosie put out. 6 to 8 SWAT team snipers need to be at every school to protect our children, front door, back door, and undercover snipers. Shooters will be taken down as soon as they try something. Take some of the police out of the hood and put them in these schools, supermarket, churches, etc. So what he's talking about, now, I'm assuming he's commenting on the most recent mass shooting at the elementary school. And what he's saying is we have all this money to go to wars, do this, that, and another, and we don't have enough, and we don't have funds to protect our children. So what are y'all thoughts on that? On what he said? Is he right? Is he not right? Is he kind of right? Is Boosie just talking out the side of his mouth? He does that sometimes. What do y'all think about that?
We need to build.
I'm with him.
kids in more secure schools. Like, stop making it to a point where a lot of schools, literally, a stranger could just walk right up to the front door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like you need to do better with the schools. Like, you shouldn't just be able to walk up to a school. You should have, like, you should protect those schools like you protect those gated communities. I don't understand why you can't have fences and the gates around the school. And like I said on my interview, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, people don't want their schools to look like a prison. Well, I ain't never seen a mass shooting in a prison, have you? No, you haven't. So we need to do a better job of protecting our kids' schools from middle school to high school. You shouldn't just be able to walk up to the gate. Hell, you shouldn't be able to drive up to the gate. Hell, there should be somebody there meeting you at the gate. You walk up to the gate, it's like they do at certain places. What you want? Who that? Like, what you here for? Like, you shouldn't. It should. Our kids shouldn't be that easily accessible to some random person to just walk up and start blasting inside of classrooms. Man, they need to do better.
Yeah, and I also think like you know, we live in a country where everything is about money as well. So schools, public schools at least, are funded by taxes. So it depends on your demographics where you live at. So, you know, a lot of times you go to, you know, you're in the hood, that school in the hood doesn't have a lot of resources than it does in the school that lives in the, you know, the nicer area. So in those situations, it's always about money. Like, okay, well, we can do better in this school. Like, you go to some of these schools, parents are involved. You got like they're adding more money into school officers. They're doing all of this, and then you go to another school. It's like, why do you guys do that? It doesn't make sense. At the end of the day, like, public schools are public schools. Every school should be treated the same way, and there needs to be more measurements on how, you know, safety comes around. You know.
Bet that. So what T. Kim saying is not the schools, it's the parents
It's
and the mental illness. This don't just happen in schools. Kids need mental health checks and opinions. It's not a random person, it's their peers.
But that's the thing, like, it is these random people. And how do you stop these random people from just running up into these schools? So you have to do something to protect these schools. I coach at a school, a private school, and you're not just walking in there. They got the whole thing gated around. It don't look like no prison or nothing. But you can't just walk in there saying they're gonna ask you what type of business you got doing there. So why can't we do these same things for public schools? And I know, you know, private schools got, you know, more money to delve in to do whatever they want to, whatever they in their schools. But private schools just should be just as safe as these public schools.
Right.
Yeah, I've gone to some schools where I just walked in and no one didn't say anything. So
that's a problem.
That's a problem. Like, and I work for, you know, that type of sector. So,
Coach, how you feel about this? Well, we have a lot of money for, you know, wars and protecting this country, but why isn't this country protecting itself?
I mean, I feel, first of all, to get back to Bootsy's comment, I feel, you know, where he's coming from, but obviously you can't do that. If you take the police out the hood, then there's going to be more kids killed in the hood than there are in schools. So, you know, you always have stray bullets and stuff that go on in the hood that end up killing innocent kids as well. So if you take the police from that environment, that may increase. So, but as far as the money being spent on wars and stuff, I think it's unfortunate, but it's a public place. And so how do you prevent a public place from being, you know, from somebody coming in there and doing damage and doing some stuff? It's a tough situation to be in. There are protocols. We got to make sure that the school and the staff and stuff are trained. You know, if I think that there's certain protocols that particular school failed to follow, like locking all the doors when they first found out that there was an active shooter or something going on, that would have prevented lives as well. So we got to make sure that, you know, people are trained and you know, and to respond in the proper way. It's unfortunate that this is the day and we're living in, the day and age that we're living in, but it is. So we might have to consider some armed staff, you know, certain staff, you know, not necessarily teachers, but certain staff that's there that's, you know, armed. You know, so again, that's going to cost money as well. So yeah, I would definitely be, you know, on board with diverting some of the money from the government to training staff or stuff like that to, you know, because if it's happening more often, then we got to find a better way to protect the kids, you know, but not just the kids in school, the kids period. The kids in the hood, the kids everywhere, you know. But definitely when it comes to school, we have to find a better way, you know. Aside from that, I don't know what else we could do. Just making sure that we train and you know, have the proper people there. But when it comes to humans, we're humans. So when there's fear and adrenaline, people make mistakes and people do the wrong thing, and you know, people cost.
Jody.
I want to say this, right? This last mass shooting, I can't think of the place somewhere in San Antonio or somewhere in San Antonio. Can we talk about the fact for a second that the police sat outside an hour while this dude was shooting up a school with kids in it? Like, the same police officers that's supposed to, you know, it's like, let me get this straight. So you'll drop 10 rounds in somebody who you think has a cell phone, but you won't walk into a school with an active shooter. Like, make that make sense. Like, I haven't heard anything from like the police chief or nothing. But like, to me, honestly, that's
all on that.
I looked at some video footage that didn't show that.
They didn't show what?
That the police was just sitting outside with an active shooter.
They had plenty of footage where the police were like sitting around a corner while dude was like walking around the school because they didn't want to put their officers at risk. And I'm like, so let me get this straight. He can walk around elementary school, but y'all don't put your officers. What the hell you signed up for? These are the same cops that be like, oh, I put my life on the line every day. Well, obviously not today. You sacrifice those kids instead of yourself. Ain't that what you supposed to? Ain't that what you got a bulletproof vest on for? Ain't that what you got, you know what I'm saying, all these guns for? Like, and the crazy part about it is the person that killed them was like one of the like a U.S. Marshal. He was like one of the husbands of the teachers who finally broke through all the bullshit red tape and got in there and put the kid down. So it's like, I think Florida, the resource officer that ran when the kids started shooting in Parkland or whatever that is in Florida. It's like, we need to get some better, braver police officers. Like, bro, if you're gonna protect my kids, you got to protect my kids. This your job. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that shit seemed kind of cowardly to me.
Yeah, I mean, if it definitely happened in that fashion, it is cowardly, you know. But, I mean, there's a lot of people. Then the door should have been locked. The students should have never been able to get inside the classroom. So
this last one, the dude
lock your door.
The dude was like 18 and he walked into an elementary school and started shooting. Like, that's the problem. It's like, you shouldn't have been able to just walk up there, bro.
Apparently he started shooting before he got
shot at the building.
Like grandma at the house.
He shot at the building, yeah.
Yeah, so at that point there should have been measures to like lock down the school.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I did read something about when a police officer went to go grab his children first and then came back. So I don't know if that's true or not, but so it's kind of like it's a whole lot of mess that happened.
There's a whole lot of mess, but at the end of the day, lives were lost. And the United States need to do something better. I mean, like I stated to Coach earlier with the question is, we can protect the country, but why the country ain't protecting itself? You know what I'm saying? We're destroying our own country by killing off people, man. So that's my take on it. And
it's hard to protect.
Can't be moving on.
Oh, my bad.
Sounds like the conversation was on.
Hey, I'll be trying to move on. Listen, one more take. Mr. Who Loves You Baby, what's your comment on it?
Listen, man, working in the educational field, you know, Sam said something earlier that I want to address. She said arm the teachers. Let me tell you why that's a bad idea.
Horrible idea.
Because, first of all, you have trained police officers that freeze and when the action go down. Then you also have trained police officers that overreact. You know, so think about just a regular teacher with a gun. Kid make a wrong move or something, you're shooting the kid, they not trained. A whole lot of things could go wrong, could do more damage than good. Having SWAT and all this up there, that could do more damage than good. The one thing that I want to touch on is what your Aunt Kim said, and nobody's talking about. How about parental accountability?
There you go.
You're raising these kids. Parents aren't in their kids' lives. We didn't, as a society, as a whole, we gotten off into this thing where all of a sudden kids have privacy and rights and all this shit. No, you live in my mother. Man, don't get me started. You live in my house.
We know.
You better tell them.
You ain't got no rights. The Constitution don't exist in my home. You go by my Constitution. And then you have the right to remain silent. That's the only right you have. Because I'm all up in my kids' business. I walk in their room, what y'all doing? The other night, they up at 1 a.m. and I get up to use the bathroom. I open the door and look, and they looked at me. I'm like, what y'all doing? Are we laughing at, okay. I don't care.
And Uncle Jason just said something big time. These parents are scared of these kids these days.
And that's because the government made parents feel. You pop your kid, they call a hotline, somebody come out. But let me tell you something.
Tell it. You can't use that as an excuse because ain't nobody on this scared of their kids.
Let me finish, Jimmy. I told my kids, you can call the hotline. Because I'm going to pop them too. I don't care. You know, you ain't going to tell me what I can and can't do in my house. Because when it's all said and done, if my kid go out there and do something, the first thing you're going to do is say,
really feel like that.
You're going to come to me and say, why don't you know what your kid doing? You're going to hold me responsible. And you should. I know what my kids do. My daughter tried that. Talking about, she told me that yesterday, talking about why y'all need to know who I'm talking to on the phone. I had to catch myself. I was on there, snapper. Let me tell you something.
You caught yourself.
I
don't know how that I already saw the image.
It's her phone.
I said, let me tell you something.
It's her phone.
I'm gonna know every damn person you talk to.
I said, it's her phone.
Everything. No, because her mom bought the phone.
Oh, it's her
phone. Her mom got her the phone.
Jason said he put them paws on.
I need mama to turn that phone
on it too.
Because, but no, I gotta understand it with my kids. They know when I talk, I'm not joking. I'm like, let me tell you something. There ain't never gonna be a time until you grown that I don't know what you doing. So you ain't got no privacy.
You just hit it right there. They're trying to be friends rather than parents.
Exactly.
Us as parents.
It's like I always said, Nick, you gotta pay for privacy. You want privacy, you got to pay for that. That means you out my house paying your own bills.
I'm with you, Auntie.
Ain't no privacy.
I'm with you, Auntie.
Hey, let me say this. I know Uncle Jason said he punched his and Auntie Kim say F them kids. They are good people.
I don't say nothing wrong. I don't see nothing wrong with what they said. Punch a kid. When kids get old enough to talk back, that's when they get slapped. That's what I'm just saying. Look.
Hey, I got a quick little story. Growing up,
that's my job, Jimmy.
So my sister, we got beat. So she went to the school and had the little whelps from the belt and all that. So she told the teacher. So they come knocking on it. Them folk come knocking on the door. So they try. Now if you know my mama, she don't play them games. She gonna tell you what it is and what it ain't, and it's your choice to get over it at that point because she said what she said and she gonna do what she said. So the people like, oh ma'am, you can't beat your child. This, that, and the third. Oh, we're gonna take her. We're gonna take your daughter. So she said, oh really? She said, okay. She called my sister. She said, all right, you have a choice in front of the folk. You have a choice. You could go with them and you stay with them because you go with them, you ain't coming back. But she's like, if you stay here in front of the people, she said, I'm going to beat you when they leave. And they was like, oh, no, we don't condemn that. You can't do that. She said, listen, this is my house and this is my child. you have absolutely no say so on how I raise my children. So if you don't want her to get beat, she said, I advise you to take her right now.
Take her right now.
And they asked her, do you want to leave with us? She said no. She said, I just want you to know, I'm going to beat your tail where they leave. Hey, she ain't even closed the door when them people left. The belt in hand.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
My mom don't care about that junk. I love that lady, boy. We need more folk like that.
Now we can move on.
Move on now, man. Hey, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what time it is, rather. One of the favorite segments of Family Talk. Let's discuss it. It's your boy.
Oh man, kind of threw me off guard, but hey, listen up. If you are standing up, sit your butt down. I got some news for you, for sure. Guess who's back in the headlines? Yep, the Breonna Taylor.
Brittany. I'm sorry.
What happened?
My bad. I'm so sorry. I should shut up.
He jumped ahead of you.
Yeah.
Who jumped ahead?
I did. My bad.
All right, so listen, in the news this week, 4 current and former Louisville officers have been arrested for their roles in the botched search warrant that was executed at the home of Breonna Taylor and resulted in her death. So those of you don't know that the state, obviously the officers initially was charged and they was exonerated through the state, but the federal government picked up the case. And so now they're going back to court for that. And so some of the things that they're charging obviously is one of the guys or a couple of the guys forced or did something with the document to get the search warrant in the first place. So that's some of the things that they're.
I said everything was gonna find. It just started.
Yeah.
Say what?
It's never done that before.
Hey, Nate and Jimmy, y'all can have personal conversations during
It does it randomly.
It always stable.
It just freezes a little bit. Like how it shut down.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Go ahead, Coach. Jesus.
In further news, if you haven't heard, the WNBA star Brittany Griner was sentenced to 9 years in Russia's jail for drug smuggling. Wow. So she's currently been locked up for about 6 months, and they finally completed their trial. She was sentenced to 9 years. So most people believe that it's just a political ploy between the presidents, but however, she's just going to suffer from it. So that's it for the news with your boy Coach A. Let me know what you think about it.
Yes, sir. So let's dig into it a little bit. Just want to comment on the Brittany Griner situation. A lot of people in America right now, what's the best way to say this? I'm trying to be on her side with this. And I don't know how everybody else feel about it. We're going to take everybody's
side. You talking about Brittany Griner? Which one you talking about?
We're talking about Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner. My thing is that she knew what she was taking to that country. She got caught. There's a law. She broke the law. Suffer the consequence. I don't know why America is so much on trying to get her back. I understand she's American, but she broke the law. That's just like if one of us broke the law in a different state or a different country. Yeah. You got to suffer the consequence. No matter, I don't care if it was a small gram of weed or whatever it was that she had or whatever substance that she had. You got to suffer that consequence, man. And then you sending letters to President Biden and Biden trying to get you out. And you got people like LeBron James saying we are Brittany Griner. No, we not. I'm not Brittany Griner. I'm Brandon Smith, and I didn't break no law. She broke a law. That's my take.
If she didn't want to do those 9 years, I understand it was some weed. It was whatever it was. I think it was liquid vape.
It was vape pen cartridge, CBD oil.
And I get that, but we can't sit here and say, "Oh, she shouldn't be." She might not should be charged that much, but they law is they law.
Right. You said 9 years. I'm with you. I don't think it should be 9 years, almost a decade. I don't think it's that, but she should suffer the consequence. 9 years is a little bit bad in the sense. I can get that. Just for some weed, I get that. But if they have, like Nick just said, if they have laws over there, you don't need to be breaking those laws.
And how to Kim, how long has the law don't equal the charge?
And I agree with all of that.
Yeah. The law don't equal the charge, even in the United States. But we know what we need to do with that.
But to be honest with you, my stance on this thing, 9 years is overkill.
It is.
Why?
It is.
But I'm looking at our I'm looking at our government, huh?
No, Unc was saying why. I'm sorry for interrupting Jimbo. But Unc was saying, Uncle Pudge was saying why. And like, so for some weed.
To me personally, I think.
I have to go ahead and finish, Jimmy. No, you finish, Jimmy.
Okay. Another point I want to put out there from my stance is we got to look at our government. Like, we got our president's administration they're fighting for her to come home, which is good. But y'all fighting so hard for her. What about the people that were falsely or put in prison in America for substance abuse? Why y'all not fighting for them giving them the same effort that you giving her? And this is at home.
That's right, Auntie Kim. That's right. We should vote.
This at home. All I'm saying, give the people here the same amount of effort that you're giving her over there in Russia. And that's it.
And there's other people that's over there locked up in Russia too.
That too.
She ain't the only one.
Good point,
She's just
Coach.
the popular one.
Good point.
And honestly, I think the only reason why they gave her 9 years is because they want to make a trade.
Yeah.
We got one of them.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you what the problem is. The problem is everybody talking about, but it was just some weed. Mother lover, that's America. You can't take America to other countries. We live like that here. Other countries don't live like that. You can't bring what we do here there. You know, she entered Russia. She's been going over there for years to play ball. Number one, you made your WNBA salary is more money than the average person on the street makes, you know, in regular 9 to 5. You don't want to live off of 220, which I bet you is more than 220 when you factor in endorsements and stuff like that. She want to make more money. Okay, you went to Russia, been going years. Why, as a member of the gay community, because I don't know all the alphabets right now, would you go to a place, Russia, where it's on record that the president of Russia can't stand the alphabet community? Remember when Russia was hosting the Olympics and he told, hey, I don't want no gay athletes over here. And they was going to take the Olympics from Russia. Then he said, all right, fine, let them come here, but they can't talk to our kids. Right. He don't like that community. Here you are married to a woman, but you going over there, you know, in a place where they don't like you. I mean, like, the dude actually can affect your life because you're gay. So she goes over there. At first she said she don't know how I got in there. Then she changed it to, well, I was packing really fast. And I'm like, well, you know, you was packing really fast, so sit your ass down. I bet you won't. I'm like, so I bet you'll remember to take your time packing next time. You know, it's crazy that all these people are up in the uproar. Oh, it's only weed. It was only 0.7. That's this messed up country. If we had a mentality like them, maybe crime wouldn't be so much. People would be, you know, kind of hesitant to do some things. But since we so loosey-goosey over here, you know, the whole world got to be that way. Mm-hmm. Hey, she in another country. It doesn't matter. Yes, it's a political ploy, but you know.
What's your opinion, T? We ain't going to stay too much longer on this.
Everything, but whatever.
Hey, and then you also got to remember, I saw a video where she confessed to everything that she did. that's when they sentenced her. Like she was like, "Oh yeah, I was wrong. I had this. I know."
Well, I think they did.
She had to
do
do that
because if
she had to do it. Okay.
Yeah, she had to confess.
She probably had more time.
Thing is, they trying to trade her for this dang dude Victor. If you ever see the movie, what was that with the Nicolas Cage?
The link in the comments, Teresa, all the way at the top. The link in the comments.
You know the movie that Nicolas Cage played in that he was selling arms and stuff. That's the dude they trying to get back. That dude was an arms dealer around the world selling guns and munition to whoever. They want, to exchange her for him. And I'm looking like, but you wouldn't do that for a regular American citizen. No. I mean, like, she play ball, big deal, okay? And like Jimmy said, we got people in jail here, been falsely accused, falsely imprisoned, and everything. Where's that energy for them? Where's the president, going and saying, hey, taking a look at this case, yeah, he was falsely this, that, and the other. Let these people out. Because she famous. She writing letters to the president and then all of them talking about, let's get her home to her wife. Man, fuck her wife. Man, what about the dudes who are in jail away from their families here?
And people like LeBron need to keep their mouth shut and go mind their business.
It's like, she is not special. She is not special.
All right. Calm down. All right. Hey, we're gonna let T hit on it, and then we're gonna move on. We wasn't supposed to be this long.
Sorry, I was in the shower and I couldn't resist the urge to get onto this topic. So I feel that I feel on both sides. So I feel more like my conspiracy theorist side says it was done on purpose to sentence her with an ungodly amount of time to erupt the United States, to, cause this massive social media panic. Let's get her home, so that they can get that Russian spy or armed guy, whatever Telly said he was, back into their country. But I also feel like, that they just had up and had this war with the Ukraine, and yet you go over there, you start doing stuff you shouldn't be doing, and then now you want everybody to bail you out. I'm on both sides. I feel like, and I really typically never really ride the fence. I feel that this is being done on purpose to get her home so that we can give that guy back. But I also feel like it's making more of a, how much do we value our women basketball players? Because if it was a male basketball player, he would have already been home. Let's just be real and say it.
That was going to be my next question to everybody. Had this been LeBron James, because that's the question that everybody's asking. Had this been LeBron James, would it be different?
So y'all, it's different. First of all, this shit wouldn't even made it to the
I don't think
he would have signed a few autographs and been on his damn way. He wouldn't even went to jail. They would have like,
who wants to watch basketball without LeBron James?
Me?
All right,
you already know that's a whole nother 30 minutes, man.
Y'all never watched Locked Up Abroad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have never seen it.
There's no way in the world you want to get arrested.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you. We moving on. No, we moving on.
Let it go.
Moving on. Listen, everybody that's watching, please get in contact with our social media handles, our TikTok, our YouTube, our Facebook, and our Instagram. That's how you can get in contact with us. That's how you can get to see these lives here on YouTube. And tap in, as I like to say, tap in with us at all costs. We are going to be moving into a very, very new segment of the Family Barbecue. Welcome to Cree's Corner, where Cree is going to leave us off on all of our shows with something. Yeah, we got you.
You can no longer defer now. It's your story. You can no longer defer.
The first segment of Creed's Corner. Creed, give us what you got.
Okay, so Creed's Corner is about words of encouragement for the week. Coach, hey, you make me laugh, and I'm not dealing with that today. What's that music in the background?
Just talk. Creed.
Oh, it's on. Oh, okay. So, so anyway, yeah. So the whole purpose is to leave you guys off with some words of encouragement and some of my thoughts that I've had throughout the week and months or whatever. So, this time I want to talk about our thoughts and how important it is of how we think and what we think and how we allow it to penetrate. So I've been learning a lot about this, especially with me, because I think a lot and sometimes I allow things in and allow it to penetrate. So I wanted to give you guys the first definition of thought, right? So the word thought is, the definition is an idea or opinion produced by thinking or occurring suddenly in the mind. So I just want you to keep in mind the word suddenly, right? So you're ever in a situation where you're, let's say you're at work and you've been working there for like about a year. So you're confident, you know what you're doing and stuff like that. But for that first week, for this whole week, you know, it's been kind of like shaky and stuff like that. So then as you're working, you had a bad week. Suddenly you hear this thought, or this thought comes to your mind. It's like, oh, you're not good enough. See, you've been messing up all week. You shouldn't be here. Stuff like that, right? You know this isn't you, but if you allow that thought to cycle, then it becomes part of you, which penetrates in your heart. And then now you're going to have this fearful way of thinking, like, I'm not good enough. And if I try to go somewhere else, they're not going to accept me, right? But but prior to that, you knew that you were confident. So I got to bring it back to my scripture, right? Now, we know that we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but we wrestle against spiritual beings and principalities and rulers of darkness, right? So that means every day we have to fight these thoughts that come in, because we're getting social media, we're getting news, we're getting our friends, we're getting our family, we got all these coming into us. But then when the thought comes in, it's like against of who you are or who you're trying to be, you got to be able to combat that, right? So that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to, every time I hear something or feel like something is trying to penetrate in me and it's not good, I literally speak words of encouragement with myself. So I'm gonna go back to this verse that I came upon, and it says, hold up, this is the NIV version, 2 Corinthians 10:3-5. So it says, for though we live in the world, we do not wage war as the world does, right? But it says, we demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. So what I'm saying is that thought that's not in the knowledge of God, right? So we know that God, he's faithful, he has promises, he's a keeper. He told you that you're above and not beneath, that you're a leader, that you're fearfully, wonderfully made. All these good thoughts that's surrounded by the knowledge of God. Anytime a thought comes against that, was telling you that you're not good enough, that you're not pretty enough, that you're not confident enough, that what you're doing is wrong, or you shouldn't be in this position because they said this and they said that. Hold that thought captive. Speak words of wisdom. Speak words of what you know that God has said about you, so you no longer have those thoughts penetrating and allow it to become who you know you shouldn't be. So hold your thoughts captive and allow positivity in your life, and just keep fighting it, because we're always going to have thoughts and people's opinions come into our mind, but we don't want it to be who we're trying to be and who Christ is trying to allow you to be.
And
that's my point.
Ladies and gentlemen, is Creed's Corner.
That was on point. I like that.
That is Creed's Corner, everybody. The first
and the crowd goes wild.
Equally amazing as that awesome word is that room. My goodness, look at that. You know that came from good thoughts.
Listen. Before we go, I just want everybody on the panel to say at least one or two things about what they did in the off season. We are very excited to bring back season 2 on YouTube here, and and continuing on with our brand and our platform. So starting recruit here real quick before we let out. What was a couple things you did on the off season of Family Talk?
I did a lot. I traveled. I was a maid of honor to one of my friends. I have a lot going on personally. I can't say yet, but there's a lot of changes coming up, and I can't wait for this new season.
Awesome. Perfect. Mr. Who Loves Your Baby, tell me what you had going on in the off season. Couple things.
Well, just catching up. The off season is in the summer, so I got to spend more time with the kids because they're here a lot more. And I am studying to get my second degree in my organization, which shall not be named. Okay. I don't want nobody messing up. But
gotcha.
Other than that, just chilling and just resetting and getting re-energized and ready for season 2.
All right, Nick, man, what you got?
Tell him Miss one thing. He was cheating with Fantasy Football League.
No, I wasn't. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, listen. Tell the only person to set up the Fantasy Football League and get the first pick.
I did not do that.
Listen, don't worry about it. We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk that off camera.
Tell him.
What you had going on, man?
Man, me and T went off to Michigan, had a grand time up there. Campfire every night, looking at the stars, just hanging out. But other than that, just chilling.
Perfect, man. We're glad to have all y'all back. Chef Jimbo, what was your off season, man? How'd it go?
Working. All across the board.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nate, how'd your off season go?
Moving, had the nephews, brand new kids. Boy. But other than that, working on top of that. So, but them kids, boy, they something else.
They said them kids.
Yeah, man. Hey, me and Sam, Nate said we had the kids in Florida, so me and Sam was living a good life here as single parents.
I know.
We're living a good life. But we happy to have the boys back, man. We've been working on getting stuff ready for the wedding next year. So we've been doing a lot of that. So y'all be seeing a lot more from that as well. So that's what we've really been doing. Just chilling out.
I love you.
Kidless. Now the kids back, so we got to get back to schedule. So that's that. So Mr. Mike Unhinged, how did your all season go?
We might have to skip Mike.
Yeah, because he was wild all summer.
Yeah.
Hot boy.
Sam and I, Jimbo. Sam and I.
He had his Daisy Dukes on.
First of all, that's
the
gay.
Hoochie shorts.
Yeah, the Hoochie Daddy shorts.
My shorts come to at least. My shorts cut at least to the top of my knee. I don't do that. That's a little rude. But I've been working on a podcast, man, trying to get our show. You know what I'm saying? Like better and everything. And I'm sleeping in on Saturday mornings. You know.
No more sleeping in, bro.
Hey, no more. Hey, no getting phone calls at 7:58 in the morning.
No more sleeping in, brother.
Hey, Coach Mike and Telly, y'all been doing great with
y'all been doing great.
Man. Beautiful.
Everybody that's watching that hasn't caught the Unhinged podcast on Wednesdays at 8:00 Central, please check it out. You will get a laugh. You also get a word of wisdom, and you might get a little bit of messiness. But please.
You're going to get a lot of messiness.
Hey, Coach. Go ahead, Mike. I'm
about to say, and we're going to welcome Telly back for his debut of Unhinged
this
Wednesday.
Yes, because that internet served us justice. All show. Telly was here all show.
Thank you, right?
Hey, Coach, we're going to end it out with you, man. How was your off season?
It was busy. But it was awesome. We finally got to get the youth back together at our youth convention. So we gave out over 40-something book bags, and we had water slides, pony rides, dunk tank. So we had a great time with that, just getting the kids out there. We even had some confetti. I scared the kids with confetti cannons.
That sounds like something you enjoy doing. But,
so that's kind of a tradition. Also, of course, 8 months. Elijah just turned 8 months, so he's standing up.
God's favorite baby.
God's favorite baby. Yeah, He got 2 teeth in the bottom.
Oh,
boy.
That's what's
He
up.
is on go.
That's what's up. Well, we are happy to be back. We again, we want y'all to like, subscribe, and share. Tune in next week. We're gonna come back with some more flame next week, but we are happy to be back. Y'all tune in to Unhinged on Wednesday. And I think that's about it, man. We got the First Lady Cree in the building. We got Mr. Who Loves Your Baby, Telly Uncle Pudge. You got Nick, not your average Chef Jimbo, and Nate the Great, myself, the CEO, Mr. Mike Unhinged, and then you got Coach A. This is Family Talk. Let's discuss. We'll be back next week, y'all.
The champ is here.
You got something, Jimbo?
Hey, yeah, I want to send a virtual hug to Auntie Kim. You know.
Tell them I ain't mad if they ain't know. You know I ain't mad if you love it. Can't nobody overtake this moment from me. So we go while I got it, the fuck it, it's all good.